This week's improvements: Corey at Beasley made it easier for his teammates to come help him, putting the answer where the question is, all of the standard casings, door slabs, knob to check bore, jam examples, just all of the items to QC the product are right there when you need them. Corey also added a barcode for the standard location for the warehouse. When he is taking doors that are complete to the warehouse, he can scan them before he leaves and cuts out that step when he's in the warehouse. Great job. Really big improvement in trim. This is the way the receiving area used to look. We just didn't have enough room. And so with narrow gate leaving, we were able to utilize their space and free up this space for receiving. Currently looks like this. So much more functional, not having to sort through multiple bunks to find the one that you need. Going to hugely speed up pulling. Great job, guys. Refugio created this standard location for longer jam bracing. It's super visual, so you can keep an eye on it and make sure you restock before you run out. Great job, Refugio. So specifically in trim, styles change, and Sean noticed that neo-traditional was becoming a hot and heavy item, and it bugged him to have to go all the way across the warehouse to pull it, so he created a new standard location right near production. Michael and the logistics team at Beasley are serious about keeping their word to our customers. Thank you guys for a late night making it happen for Willow Branch. Awesome job. Gus at Beasley showing us how we continue to 3S sort in the warehouse, getting rid of the things that are in our way that we don't need. Guys, if you haven't been to the Beasley warehouse lately, you need to see it. It's in its best form yet. Love this improvement in Beasley production. Once casing is looped, identifying which job is which, because sometimes it's the same casing for different jobs. That was an issue. Now we put the paperwork with it, so the answer's there. Trell and Gus showing us the proper procedure for changing a dedicated location in WMS. That's great. Training is hugely important on the gun, but I love, Trell, that you identified that a high mover was in the wrong spot, and we needed to change that to be more efficient. Awesome job, Trell. Dean showing us a good before and after in stairs. While the router was down, we were using these templates to route. The guy did an awesome job making that happen, but now we have this bad boy way faster. Awesome piece of equipment. It is a dust problem, so if anybody has any ideas, it's definitely a sawdust issue, but super happy with it other than that. Antonio getting a What Bugs You board up in Murfreesboro for the guys to use, and they're already taking advantage of it. Awesome job, guys. It's just a good spot to catalog ideas or just things that bug you so that we can knock them out. Thank you for taking that seriously. Great job. Sawdust continues to be an issue in trusses, and specifically this web saw is one of the biggest offenders. Omar put this broom head on the bottom of the conveyor off of the web saw. Sawdust tends to cake on that conveyor, and this just wipes it off into the dumpster. Really cool. Great job. Colin showing us this Cole lumber cart at the upcut saw. We used to just put the stuff on the ground. Now it's up at working level, not have to bend over all the way to the ground to grab it. This is a great improvement. Jason showing us an improvement at the linear saws in the truss plant. 2x4 number 2 is the horse item there, so we just set a bundle of long length in front of the live deck that can just load at will. Anything that's not 2x4 number 2 going to the linear saws has to be picked specific for that job. And typically we've set it behind the bundle and you have to kind of carry it up over, which is too much of a hassle. So they built these carts that are at working level. The forklift can just sit the material down straight on the carts, and then you can just easily slide it onto the live deck. Great improvement here, guys. Thank you, Jason, for showing us. So many of you know we invited OSHA in a few weeks ago just to help point us in the right direction on safety. These seat belts on forklifts were something they pointed out. Steven showing us that there. Just easy to see if people are wearing it or not so that we can hold that standard. Thank you, Steven. And Larry and Lori get a shout out. Excited to have you guys on the team. Antonio and the picking team for trusses, identifying waste. Guys, this is huge. So they saw weighting at 20412's number 2, identified it as a bottleneck. That's a horse for us, 20412 number 2 pine. And so they created 2 dedicated locations to pick from instead of just one, so nobody ever has to wait on their teammate. They also identified the same thing in banding, so they created an additional banding station inside the warehouse where we're picking for trusses. Guys, I love this. Watching for flow. Anytime things don't flow, we need to figure out why, and you guys are doing it. Amazing job. Install team just used to lay their ladder down in the back of the truck like that. Now they got bungees for it, just keeping it up out of the way so you don't have the waste of having to pick it up and move it every time you get in the trailer. Just great job, guys. This is the kind of stuff we're looking for. These little improvements are a really big deal. So great job. Miles seeing an opportunity for improvement when identifying potential fraud. This is something that the sales counters deal with constantly. Thank you, Miles, for thinking of this. There's another week, guys. Great job. Continue to bias for videos and horizontal orientation instead of photos. Just tells the story better, easier for people who don't have context to understand the improvement. And then looking for posts from design, from logistics, from yards. Guys, we want y'all to get credit for the ideas that are happening. I know they're out there. And if you post about them, we'll get them on these videos so everybody can see the awesome stuff you're doing. Have a great week, everyone.